In this video, we're going to go over how to solve any fraction word problem easily. The hardest part about these problems is not actually the adding, subtracting, multiplying, or dividing. It's figuring out what operation to do. The trick to solving any of these problems is to ask yourself one simple question. Are we talking about the same whole thing, or are we talking about different things? This will tell you whether you need to add, subtract, multiply, or divide. If we're talking about the same whole thing, we will add or subtract. If we're talking about different wholes, we're gonna now multiply or divide. From here, it's usually pretty simple to differentiate between the two. Let's try this trick on a problem together. Here's the problem. Sarah eats 1/4 of a pizza, and Tom eats 1/3 of the same pizza. How much of the pizza did they eat? First, ask yourself this question. Are we talking about the same whole thing? In this case, we are. It's the same whole pizza. When we combine parts of the same whole, we add the fractions. So in this case, it's going to be 1/4 plus 1/3. Now we just do what we already know how to do. The lowest common multiple between 4 and 3 is 12. So we need to get a denominator of 12 for both these fractions. To do this, we can multiply the top and bottom of the first fraction by 3. Times 3 times 3. And then for the second fraction, we will multiply the top and bottom by 4. This gives us 3 over 12 plus 4 over 12. Now we can simply add these fractions together, which gives us 7 over 12. This fraction cannot be simplified, so this is our final answer. A common mistake that can happen here is that they think Tom is eating 1/3 of the pizza left over. In other words, Sarah eats 1/4 of the pizza, so one slice here, and then Tom eats 1/3 of this remaining portion. If this was the case, we would be dealing with two different wholes. Whole pizza first, and then just this portion. However, in this question, this is incorrect. Tom didn't eat 1/3 of the leftover pizza, but 1/3 of the total pizza from the beginning. The question even specifies that it's the same pizza. Let's move on to another problem. You have 3/4 of a chocolate bar. You give half of the bar to your friend. How much do you have left? Same question. Is it the same whole thing? No, it's not. You have 3/4 of a full chocolate. So if I draw it up here, 4 sections, you only have these 3. This bar is our first whole. Then you take half of what you have, so about here, and give it to your friend. This 3/4 is our second whole. Now we know it's either multiplying or dividing. In this case, we will be multiplying as we are giving half of the bar away. Off indicates that it means multiply. The difference between the first problem and this one is that the first had a full pizza at the beginning, while this one has only 3/4 of the full chocolate bar left. So our problem becomes 3 over 4 multiplied by 1 over 2. We multiply normally. 3 times 1 on the top gives us 3, and 4 times 2 on the bottom gives us 3. Therefore, you have 3/8 of the full chocolate bar left. Here's another problem we can solve. How many 1/4 cup servings are in 2/3 of a cup of yogurt? First, we ask the question we've been asking since the beginning. Are we talking about the same whole? We are not. One whole is the 1/4 cup servings, and the other whole is the 2/3 cup of yogurt. Since we are grouping the 2/3 into groups of 1/4, we are going to be dividing. So our problem becomes 2 over 3 divided by 1 over 4. To do this, we will just be doing 2 over 3 multiplied by the inverse of 1 over 4. So if we move 4 up here and 1 down here, that'll give us the inverse, which is 4 over 1. Now we can just multiply straight on, which gives us 8 over 3. So there will be 8 over 3 servings. Finally, here's one last problem. Maria caught shrimp that weighed 2/3 of a pound. Sam caught shrimp that weighed 4/5 of a pound. How much more shrimp did Sam catch? This is talking about the same whole, the same shrimp. Now, because we are trying to find out how much more Sam caught, it'll be subtraction. We're trying to find the difference. So it'll be 4 over 5 subtract 2 over 3. The lowest common multiple of 5 and 3 is 15, so we'll need to change the fractions to have 15 as their denominator. To do this, we can multiply the first one by 3 in both bottom and top, and the second by 5. This gives us 12 over 15 subtract 10 over 15. This simple subtraction, which gives us 2 over 15. So Sam caught 2/15 of a pound more. Now that you've done some practice, take this time to pause the video and try these problems on your own. Hopefully you managed to solve them. Now let's go over them, starting with this one. A recipe calls for 2/3 cup of flour. You already put in half a cup. How much more do you need to add? This is dealing with the same whole, the same cup of flour. And we're finding the difference, so we will subtract. So this becomes 2 over 3 minus 1 over 2. The lowest common multiple between 3 and 2 is 6. So we'll need to multiply these fractions in such a way to get 3 as their denominator. To do this, we can multiply the first fraction by 2 and the second fraction by 3. This gives us 4 over 6 for the first and 3 over 6 for the second. Subtracting that gives us 1 over 6. So we need to add 1/6 of a cup more. Now let's move on to the second one. Half of the students in a class are boys. 1/3 of the boys play sports. What fraction of the entire class are boys who play sports? This is dealing with different wholes. All the students in a class and only the boys. And we're going to be multiplying here because you're finding the fraction of another fraction. So this is just going to be 1/2 times 1/3. The multiplication here is pretty straightforward and gives us 1 over 6. So 1/6 of the students in the class are boys who also play sports. Finally, we have this last problem. A 5/6 meter long rope is cut into pieces that are each 1/12 of a meter long. How many pieces are there? This is dealing with two different holes. The 5/6 meter long rope and each section that is 1/12 of a meter long. So this is just going to be 5 over 6 divided by 1 over 12. We can simply multiply 5 over 6 by the reciprocal 1 over 12. The reciprocal is just found by moving the 12 up and the 1 to the bottom, which gives us 12 over 1. And this is just 60 over 6. And that simplifies to just 10. So there are 10 pieces that are 1/12 of a meter long.